Hi Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 2021 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Also, a warning to not engage with anybody who solicits you in the comment box, saying that they want to give you a reading and that they're me. They are not me. It is a scam. Okay, I am closed to private readings at this time, and I will not be soliciting you for anything. So just to give you a heads up, don't fall for it. Okay, with that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into the safe and loving space. Now let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Taurus. How will Taurus be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the January 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Excuse me. Okay. Now, the left-hand side here is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. And we're going to see how all this relates to what the moon is bringing to the table during this time. We do have a full moon in Leo. This is a fixed sign. Leo is a fixed sign. Things are a little bit more intense during this time than maybe we would want them to be, because not only do we have the full moon in Leo, but we're going into Mercury retrograde on the 30th, and pre-retrograde started on the 15th of January. So there is just a lot of emotion coming at us all at once. And Taurus, with your calm steadiness, this isn't something that you want. So it's like, take a deep breath in, release, and let's begin. So let's look here. And I believe I said what side? The inner self, the heart, and the public arena. So let's see. We have the Two of Wands. We have the King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. right? The full moon is in Aquarius, so you have this strong link to it. The Queen of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Hermit, which the full moon on the 27th of February is in Virgo, so you have that strong connection within your heart. You then have the King of Pentacles strengthening that connection more, but also calling to you as an individual because you are an earth sign energy, and as an earth sign energy, you're represented by the Pentacles in the minor arcana, by the the Hierophant, there we go, in the major arcana. You have the moon shining through. It really does affect you. This moon will hit you harder than you're anticipating, or than the moon usually does. Also, this is water sign energy of Pisces, and you have the High Priestess. So you're seeing behind everybody's mess. You're seeing behind a lot of the bull of a lot of people, a lot of things. The Five of Wands, the Four of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. So the public arena is going to be for you a bit more difficult than you want it to be. There's a repeat of the number 5, which is calling on freedom, but it's also going to be like a situation is resolved quicker than you imagined it would be. But there's a lot of lessons that come from it. You have the 4. Okay, so there is a sense here. I don't know why the Six of Cups is coming through so potently. There is a sense to either kind of long for the past, or to sit there and think, if only I had done things differently. There's kind of like this melancholiness over the past, and also over like negativity that was spoken over you. It could have been from a bad relationship. It could have been from a parent as you were growing up, or whomever raised you. And you're going to sit there, and a lot of that is going to be coming up during this time, because you're breaking free of the chains that it almost felt like you were trapped by. And it almost felt for some of you that you were born into these chains. It's kind of like a generational curse, where this is just how it was done from generation to generation. This is how you were taught. This is how life was. So, with money troubles, there could be, this kind of, I don't deserve wealth, or there's this poverty mindset that you're breaking away from. You're breaking away from also the chains of like, I don't deserve to be happy, and I don't deserve, prosperity, and I don't deserve a place of my own, and a life of my own. And you're going to see here that you're really shattering those boundaries during this time, the boundaries that were set around you. And you're like, no. And especially if this was done by a partner, by somebody who you loved and you trusted, and you just thought, my goodness, this is going to be awesome. And then you wound up waking up one day and realizing this was a nightmare. This is not what I wanted. And so here you're really setting yourself free, and you're also setting yourself free from living those memories day after day. So with the full moon, and I know like that's a nice kind of quiet way to start this this time, but there is a bit of intensity here. And actually, before we see the moon, let's see what the chakra energy is for this time, where your energy will be affected. So how will Taurus be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the January 2021 full moon? I think, oh, okay, these two. Spirit is saying no, these two. Okay. So we start off here with soul's healing, which is definitely what we were seeing with the Six of Cups. There's this healing in the public arena that's really going to change the way that you move forward in things. And this is the soul star chakra, located 6 inches above your crown. And then we have here communication, the throat chakra. You are communicating on a much, much, much deeper level than everybody else. So this is a time where you can sit there and you can think, wow, I don't understand why people are, so sensitive about things, or, why they got upset when I brought up something, because you're going to be kind of tapping into what they're most insecure about. You're going to be looking at things so much more intensely than they are, and bringing to the surface a lot of things that people, they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to talk about it. And you're communicating to their soul, not just to themselves. So here, communication is astoundingly powerful. It's the throat chakra. you're going to find that Mercury retrograde is affecting the way that you are communicating with people, kind of like things get muddled or emotions kind of come out a little bit too strongly. So just be mindful of that. It's not necessarily with you, it can be with them, because you are going to hit the nail on the head more often than not, and people aren't going to like that. So just be mindful. So during this full moon, the full moon always has us surrendering to the divine as we embrace our power. That's what the full moon is all about. And the full moon in Leo says, don't let pride get in the way. Don't let pride overpower you, take over where you're supposed to stand, what you're supposed to do. It's kind of like you're not doing it for everybody else. You are doing it for you. And that's going to be kind of a release of the ego. So during this full moon in Leo, this is also a time where we are brilliantly connected with the goddess Bridget, which is the goddess of poetry, healing, and smith work. This is a time where life can be like poetry, or if you are an artist of any type, but especially with words, and I'm also seeing here with music. This is going to be a time where you have tremendous inspiration. Take advantage of it. Don't let it pass you by, because Bridget, as the goddess of poetry, is going to be very much inspiring, but also wanting to hear the poetry of life, the way of life. And this time can be very much like poetry, very intense, very kind of to the point at times, and having a rhythm to it that you discover. This is also known as the Rowan moon. Okay, so it's the wolf moon in the almanac, but it is the Rowan moon also. And this time brings with it protection, strength, success, and this new vitality, and also this sense of like, if I try it, if I do something new, there's a sense of I will be successful. Now you have to be mindful of the full moon in Leo getting in the way and saying, I will be successful because I said so. Because that is the energy that's kind of brought to the table with the full moon in Leo. It's fantastic. It's the go-getter moon. It's like, I know what it is that I want. It's stubborn. It's determined, but it can also be like, I'll show you. And that's going to be something that you have to be mindful of, because you're going to think, oh, this is my idea. Like, I'm doing this for me. But you're going to be doing it to kind of like prove to everybody else that you can. So when you find yourself in those moments of saying, well, I'm just going to prove to everybody that I can, it's going to be time where you need to step back and you need to be like, okay, what do I need? What do I want from this? Because the full moon in Leo brings drama up and down the Mississippi. I mean, seriously. So you want to not be entangled in it. And it can be very easy to get entangled in things that are emotionally driven for you during this time, because you are seeing, again, so much. You are looking at things so differently. You are also here, you're crowned with a bit of chaos in the public arena, where, you know, you're looking at what it is that you want. You're having this internal battle, and you can be kind of like caught up with the kind of like work politics, you know, things like that, office drama, those type of things. I'm getting excited here. Any type of drama. You see how I got like muddled? It's going to be like pulling you forward, getting you muddled a bit, and then saying any sort of drama. This is where you're going to be like, oh, well, I can fix it, or, you know, they just need to listen to reason. They're not going to want to. And the best bet for you is to step back and say, I fought enough battles. I'm tired. I'm done. I need to move forward for me and give honor to me for everything that I have been through. I don't need another fight. And so the Leo being a fixed sun sign, it's going to bring you this very fixed energy, this very much like, it's going to be very much like, I don't want to give in. I'm right. You're wrong. Thank you. Let's move on type of thing. But the other person is having the same fixed Leo energy in them. And it's going to be like, well, I'm right. You're wrong. Why don't you give in? And so it can lead to a battle. And because Taurus, you can be a bit stubborn at times, it can bring this sense of, well, it's my way or the highway. Like, it has to be like this. And so just step back. You know, my moon is in Taurus, so I see this in myself all the time. It's like, step back. Is it worth it? And I have a lot of Taurians in my family. So it's like, is it worth it? And if you're sitting there and saying, yeah, it really is worth it, then stand your ground, of course. But if you're not going to remember it 5 days down the road, or, you know, 5 months from now, why even bother? Why even bother? Because this is going to give you this desire to move forward, to fix things, to go after your dreams. This has you, you know, this is a romantic sign. It also has you really connecting and wanting to connect with your heart. And so if you let yourself connect with everybody else's heart but yours, you're going to miss a really beautiful blessing here. So don't let Don't let the aggression of the fixed sun sign, like, yeah, because Leo is fixed and is represented by the sun. It's like it can just burn a little bit too hot sometimes for you. So you're going to need to step back. And this is also going to be a time where you can be so dedicated that it actually becomes a bit of a fault, where it's like, I'm not going to give up on this. I'm going to move forward this way, or, it's going to be like this. And it winds up just being too much. And you'll wind up being upset and angry and a little bit cranky about things. And if you're trying to help somebody, they're going to wind up like not appreciating it at all. So it's a stepping back. It's a looking at what you desire, looking at where you need to be and saying, I need to let my heart guide me in this, because I can get caught up too much in the trauma drama of it all. And not in I want to be part of that trauma drama. I want to fix it. And so here, when you enter into the full moon in Aquarius, which you have a very strong pull to, you're going to find that kind of living by these words, bring love into the situation. That's going to be your guiding light. If it doesn't bring love into the situation, if it doesn't move you forward in a sense of harmony, in a sense of peace, in a sense of love, then it's going to be time to walk away. And what you have here is, you know that a new start is coming, and you know that new beginnings are on the horizon for you. So bring love into the situation. Bring love to move you forward. And you're going to see this pull, and it's going to be a bit of a battle between the full moon in Leo and this new moon. So this new moon is on the 11th, and you can feel yourself kind of having this push and this pull. Like, I want to bring love into the situation, but also I want things to go exactly the way that I want it. And we have this vision for things, and isn't that, human life in and of itself? I want things a certain way, so I'm going to fight to have them this way, instead of stepping back and saying, well, what is it that's really going to be best for me? How is it that I can embrace my laughter, my joy, my happiness, my prosperity, my success? And so stepping back and saying, oh, well, I can be more, is going to be so important for you, and not get pulled down by everybody else's nonsense, because it's going to be too easy, and it's going to be a time where it almost feels like, if I can yell louder than you, then I'm right. And that doesn't make anybody right. That just makes them loud. So here, it's like stepping back, embracing your calm, stepping out of the situation, out of the chaos that people want to put you in the public arena, and saying enough is enough. Because what you're finding here, and what you're really going to be embracing in the full moon in Virgo, is that I am enough. I am more than enough. I'm good enough. I'm powerful enough. I'm smart enough. I am strong enough to live the life that I want, to move forward in my existence. And we always sit there and we think, well, it didn't happen yesterday, so obviously I failed. We have this timeline for us that we think, oh, it has to happen just like this. But what divinity is saying here is that divinity has the wheel. The universe is guiding you forward. And the universe does not have the same time frame. Divinity does not have the same time frame that we do. So with the full moon in Virgo, and seeing that I'm enough, I am good enough, I am powerful enough, I am smart enough, I am talented enough, tenacious enough, you're going to find that you start to breathe out just a bit more. Because it's not like, oh, I have to go and acquire all this stuff to bring me to where I need to be. It's like, oh, I am more than I anticipated. I am more than I expected. And that is brilliant. And it leads you to the protection of the spirit animals that are around you during this time. So the owl spirit and the brown bear spirit, and the bear spirit, not the brown bear, but the bear spirit for January. And I know we're only in January for a blink more, only a few days more. But this owl spirit really connects with what's rooting you in your heartline, because what you have here and what's crowning you in your heartline is rooting you to being good enough. What you have here is you have yourself seeing beyond the lies, the anger, the chaos of everybody else, and saying, this is my truth. It doesn't mean that you know something that nobody else knows, though you could very well. It means that there is a deeper truth, a deeper passion, a deeper power to you that you need to say, is this aiding me, or is this hindering me? Is this bringing beauty to my life, or is this bringing sorrow? How do I want to move forward? Who am I? Where do I want to be? Because you see clearly now. And with the owl spirit, you're no longer dealing in lies. This is a time where you face the shadows and you're saying, there's wisdom in silence. not in yelling louder than everybody else, but silence and contemplation. It's time to hold on to your truth. And it's time to no longer, sit there and live for anybody else. What you are seeing is what others cannot. And as you see what others cannot, you fly higher. You hunt better. You go after your dreams with more ferocity and distinction of spirit, because you're also being grounded by the strength and the force and the clarity and the confidence of the bear, where it says here, take time out to look at the seeds that you've planted over your heart. Take time out to connect with what you truly want and with what is absolutely important to you. Take time out and center it, because it leads you then to the spirit animal of February, which is the otter spirit. You see, Spirit just said, you see what others can't, and you are never alone. You are guided by love. Your angels walk with you. You are moving forward in this heart, here, of the intertwined otters, one here and one here, of love and compassion and comprehension and understanding and beauty and serenity. And it's like, I am embracing the love, the joy, and the brilliance that I need. And as you do so, you have this deeper communication with your soul's healing, with what you need to be happy, secure, stable, abundant, and powerful. What you need to move yourself forward to where you need to be, body, mind, and spirit. And this is leading you to a place of power, to a place of understanding, to a place of the Two of Wands, to this movement forward. And what you're going to see here is that you hold the world in your hand. This is a time where you step back, excuse me, and instead of saying, I want it all, you're saying, I want what's important to me. I need what my soul desires, where I want to walk. And so the Two of Wands is you holding this in your hands and guiding yourself forward to where your soul desires to be, what your heart wants, to how it is that you want to walk forward. So this full moon in Leo is giving you this like added boost of confidence to say, I'm not small, I'm not insignificant. I hold the world. I hold my power. I hold my truth in my hands. And I walk forward in love. I walk forward in determination. I can conquer what needs to be conquered within my life. I can move in a way that just absolutely blows my mind. I can see things that, I had only dreamt of seeing, or do things I had only dreamt of doing. And it really moves you to a place where you start to become a little bit more intense. And it's not in a bad way. It's in a very good way. It's like I'm cutting through the nonsense, the doubts, the fears, the angers, the upsets, the words of others, the way others think I should live my life. And I'm seeing the truth of it. I'm also not going to let people emotionally manipulate me. And that's going to be one of the ways you really embrace your prosperity, and also one of the ways that you see that you've lost battles before. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to be emotionally connected to people, because come on, if you found this channel, you are very emotionally connected to people. That's just how we are. But what you're going to do here is saying, if I fall on my sword for everyone, if I sit there and always sacrifice myself for other people, where is my life heading me? What is my life giving me? Where do I get to be then? And so the King of Swords is you looking at things, you're cutting through doubts and fears, you're looking at things more logically and less emotionally, which is going to help you in situations where people are just, kind of bleeding nonsense and they're just being chaotic. And you sit there and you say, what is it that I want? Where is my future? What do I desire? And it leads you to the Queen of Cups. It leads you to embracing your love, your compassion, your prosperity, your truth, your heart, your soul, and your power. It leads you to sitting there and saying, this is what I love. This is what I need. This is where I need to be. And so the Queen of Cups is opening up this world for you, is opening up your heart, your soul, your passion, your power, your brilliance, your truth. And it is also saying, I need to move forward with my heart as a guide for me. I need to move forward with this greater understanding. And it has you deeply connected with this Pisces energy here right now. It's a sense of being deeply connected to this moon. You're going to find revelations come your way that you hadn't expected. You're going to find a world starts opening to you that you didn't think you could walk in, most definitely. And that you're also going to find that fear is holding you back. And this fear is going to be a protective mechanism that your mind does to say, oh no, I can't do that. I can't possibly, embrace this dream or follow this idea. And I just need to take a sip of water. I do apologize. So hold on one moment. Okay, much better. And it's also knowing that the only person you have any power over in this world is yourself. You can't change anybody else. And to be quite honest, they wouldn't change even if you could. They would give you lip service. They would, for a little bit, be what you expected them to be, and they would go right back to who it is that they are. And this is going to be a very powerful truth for you during this time. I need to look at me. I need to look at what I want, what I desire, what my heart is telling me to go for. And I need to go for it. Because there's patience needed here, but there is also a knowing that you are planting seeds of greatness for the future. And it's not that you're always planting for the future, but you're preparing for the future. And you're looking at things openly, honestly, succinctly, powerfully, personally, for yourself, and saying, where is it that I need to be, soul and spirit? How is it that I need to move forward? And there's going to be a real sense of wanting it now. You're going to want to be exactly where you imagine right now. Patience isn't going to come easy to you during this time. So if you can meditate, if you can kind of step back from the restlessness of the world and say, I'm connecting with my heart. I'm looking at what my soul wants, and I'm moving forward in that power. That's going to be the very best thing for you. Because what you're going to find here is that, yes, you want things now, as we human beings always do. And divinity is saying, let things be on my time. Let me guide you forward. I know what you don't want. I know what you do want. And I know when the time is right. Don't fight it. And I find this to be one of the hardest things to do ever, to sit there and say, okay, the pendulum will swing back, things will move forward, I can move in my truth, and I don't have to sit there and get discouraged because I see somebody running the race faster than me, or doing things better. And that's going to be one of the things that trips you up, is you're going to look out at other people and say, oh wow, I wish I was as successful as them, I wish I could do things as well as them. And the only thing it's going to do is plant seeds of doubt instead of seeds of prosperity. And what you're doing here is at the root of you in your inner self is to have these seeds of prosperity planted, nurtured, and watch them grow. Watch them grow into the power, into the brilliance, into the truth that is you. And it leads you then to that time to turn inward, to that time to look at what it is that you desire, where it is that you want to be, how it is that you want to move forward. And as you turn inward, you let your light of your truth guide you towards something more in tune with who it is that you really are, something more, valuable to you than you had thought it was going to be. And your heart is saying, close out the chaos of the world and look simply at what it is that you want. It's not what it is that you want for a greater group of people. And I know that sounds selfish, but it's not. It's like, what is it that you really want? Is it a place to belong? Is it, a truth of your own? Is it your own success? And it's getting selfish. It's sitting there and saying it's okay to not sit there and again fall on my sword for everybody else and forget to fight for me. So here it's looking at the power of who you are, the I am presence within yourself, the inner narration of what you desire and where you want to be and how you want to move forward. Are you saying, I am successful, I am born in favor, I am abundant, I am acquiring more and more prosperity within my life every single day? Or is it, I'm sad, I'm overwhelmed, I don't want to do this anymore, I wish I could just run away, I would love to pull the blankets over my head and never get out of bed again? And I know people sit there and say, Dane, why do you say the negative as well as the positive? Only say the positive. Well, sometimes when you're hearing people talk and they're saying the positive things, and you're like, oh yeah, that's me, and then you hear the negative things. And you're like, oh, but that's me too. And I've done that so many times to myself where I'm listening to something and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me. Totally positive, totally get this. All right, on the right track. And then I'll step back and be like, well, do you ever say anything negative to yourself? And then I have to call myself out. It's easier kind of when somebody else calls you out because it's just easier that way. So here it's looking at that inner dialogue that you have with yourself, that way you're guiding yourself forward in light and in truth and in passion and in compassion. And it's having all of that for you, not for everybody else. And it's saying, what do I want from my world? And then you have prosperity. you have success, you have bounty, you claim your throne, you have yourself, crowning yourself with knowledge and with wealth. Now, this is wealth or something you value as much as money. And what's so interesting is that as you crown yourself with knowledge, truth, you speak your truth, you stand your ground, you embrace your prosperity, you see the bounty that is a part of your existence, and then it brings you to the Four of Swords, where it's like, okay, what are the battles that I've been through? What is it that is holding me back? Why isn't it that I see how far I've come, how much I've overcome? What it is that I still dream of. Why can't I see myself breaking the chains that hold me back? The addictions, the lies, the deceits, the heartbreaks, the anger that others shouted at me. Why can't I see myself rising above? And why can't I give myself credit for being the king that I want to be within my life? Because there's something here. There's something here, Taurus, that is holding you back. And it has something to do. We're entering into this Pisces energy. And I was just going to say there's something here, Pisces, but you're not Pisces. There is something here that revolves around the moon. Now, you can find that there are seasons. And there are seasons within life, but there are also seasons within our souls, within ourselves. We feel like we're going through a winter or a fall or, a spring and a summer. And we always want a summer. We always want things to be beautiful and luscious, or a spring, where things are coming to life and everything like that. But the other seasons hold great beauty to them, great purpose to them. And what you're going to see here is that there are fears that kind of grip you, like the undertow, and take you off course. There are things that kind of fester within the mind and say, that's truth. And it's not truth. It's just a fear that we have that becomes so much bigger than what we had expected. And so the moon here is saying, what is it that waxes and wanes within my life? What is it that is the constant of fear that pulls me back, that makes me think I can't walk through into the bounty of my existence, and of my beauty, of my prosperity, of my understanding? What is it that holds me? What is it that keeps me? And you're going to find here with the moon during this time, as you're facing things so much more openly and honestly and truthfully and ferociously than maybe you're used to facing things, Taurus. You're going to find that this moon puts a spotlight on the place that you want to be within yourself, the place that you want to have within your soul, within your spirit, within your being. And it leads you to a greater inner truth. It leads you to seeing behind the mask that we wear ourselves as individuals, seeing behind the masks of others. It leads you to embracing a greater idea, an ideal of where you want to be, of what it is that you desire, of who it is that you are. And it has you here learning how to fly higher, above the nonsense and above the noise and above the chaos and above the anger of the world. And it's not anymore about who wins and who loses and if I can shout louder than you and, I have to make sure that you see that I'm right. It's like, I want to live my life in peace, in harmony, in quiet, and in glory. And that's what I'm going to do. And so this is very silently kind of opening up the realm of spiritual wisdom, the realm of the heart, the power of the soul, and saying there's truth here. And we all ignore it for the fancier car, the bigger house. And we don't see that true richness can lie within. And once we start to walk that path, you can start to see that the prosperity comes. It might not be, millions of billions of dollars, but it will be enough. It will be enough to keep life satisfying. And it leads you then to the public arena. The chaos, the anger, the doubts, the fears, the being pulled in 500,000 different ways, the kind of like seeing things very intensely and overwhelmingly within yourself, like all the directions that you want to go and kind of wanting to run in every direction at once, but not being able to. The Five of Wands, chaos. The Five of Wands is, not understanding why, you can't do just everything. And it's also putting everything on your shoulders and saying, I just need to clone myself. I just need to make myself more people and more people and more people until I can get everything done. Instead of saying, I can do a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and it will add up. I don't have to be so hard on myself. I don't have to demand so much of myself. A little bit will set me free. And that's going to be what you see here. But there's also going to be this sense of getting dragged into other people's trauma drama. And that's going to be something that you really dislike during this time, Taurus. You don't want to be dragged into other people's trauma drama. You want to be free, you want to be peaceful, you want to be happy, you want to be loved, you want to be sacred. And that's what you are at your roots. You're sacred. And letting that sacredness come forward, letting that love come in, letting that passion be a part of you. It's going to come as you pay homage to everything that you've been through. And everything that you've been through has knocked you off your game at times in the public arena. It has made you feel like an outsider looking in. It's made you feel like you don't have anything when you have so much. It's made you doubt that you could ever be. And what you're going to see here is that you're looking at the trials, the tribulations, the angers, the upsets, the upheavals that you have been through, all the times like you've fallen on your face. And instead of saying, I should have known better, I shouldn't have fallen down, it's like, I got back up. I got back up. That time in my life, it sucked. Like, it was horrible. But I survived it. And I'm moving forward. And no longer am I on the outside of wealth. Am I on the outside of the prosperity that I want within my life? No longer do I get to be made to feel like a pauper, like somebody who never has enough. I get to embrace my grace, my prosperity, my bounty, and my brilliance. It might not be the same as everybody else's. Your talents might be different than the talents that everybody sits there and bravos, So you have to bravo yourself. You have to sit there and say, it might not be what everybody expects, but this is where my grace lies. This is where my talent lies. This is my truth. And I'm walking through that door of wealth because even though it's not like everybody else's, is everybody else in the world happy? No, this is saying it's your time. It's your time to be happy and to honor everything that you've been through. And then we have the Six of Cups. It's what pulls us back. What pulls us back to the time when we were small and, people were yelling and there was chaos and we couldn't do anything about it. Or the time when, we were just so in love with the person, or we were so wanting the job to work out that we sacrificed ourselves until we just couldn't do it anymore. The Six of Cups has us looking at the past. Usually it's childhood. All right, but it can also be those devastating moments in your life where you kind of just play them over and over again in your head and say, oh, but if I did this differently, if I did that differently, if I was more like this, if I was more like that, then it would have been okay, right? It wouldn't have. Some things are created just so that they can end. And those endings teach us things that maybe we never want to know, but they were written in our charts that we were supposed to learn. And so the Six of Cups is not living in regret, but it is seeing that I can't stay in the past and I can't be always dreaming of the future. I have to take the now and start to create, cultivate with all the lessons that I have learned, all the power that I have, and embrace something greater than what I ever thought could be mine. Now let's see what the moon has to say. How will Taurus be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the January 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Fantastic. Oh, and Taurus, if you don't take time out to really look at things and see what it is that you want, divinity is going to make you. The universe is going to make you take time out. It's kind of like yesterday when I was all set to, record videos and to post things up for you, and then we lost power. And there was nothing I could do about it. And that's what divinity is going to do. It's going to take things out of your control, out of your hands, so that you center yourself. And so that you, embrace you. And look at what it is that you need. And kind of like get back in touch with yourself. And the divinity is saying here, that's going to be so important. It is going to be so important to you. How will Taurus be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the January 2021 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the January 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. All right. So we have here acceptance, faith, and attraction. So acceptance of the faith of the law of attraction. So that's beautiful. Discernment. The energy is gaining momentum from the waxing moon. And then you have the full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the big picture. The new moon in Leo, confidence is your key to success. So you have the full moon in Leo, you have the new moon in Leo here. This moon is really hitting you hard. It's really intense for you. It's much more intense than you're expecting it to be. Adjustments are required with the third quarter moon. And then communication is key with the new moon in Gemini. And you're all about communication. And the throat chakra and the art of communication, though you're so in tune with it, can also be the place where you feel like you're just getting muddled. You know, you're just having a hard time connecting the way that you want to connect. And that's because you're wanting to connect so deeply and truthfully and honestly. And other people just aren't ready for that. Acceptance. As you start to move forward, as you cut through the doubts and the fears, and you say, this is me. And also as you're kind of more quote unquote business minded, when you're looking at things and saying, I can't deal with every emotion. I need to deal with what is needed to move me forward. And you become just a little bit, it's not colder in a bad way. It's kind of like you become a little bit more logical, okay? And it moves you to accepting where you want to be, accepting how you need to move forward, accepting the different changes in things, the different aspects of yourself. And then it moves you to faith within you, faith within what you desire from life, having that faith in what it is that you're accepting as you embrace love, as you embrace kind of like this motherhood of being. It doesn't mean that you have to be a mother. It means that you have to embrace this nurturing, caring, prosperous, powerful energy that moves you forward. And then it has you attracting. It has attraction, the law of attraction, the attraction to where it is that you want to be, to how it is that you want, others to see you, how it is that you want to see yourself. It's calling forward the favor of grace. It's calling forward the bounty of purpose. It's calling forward this sense of, I am so much more than anybody ever anticipated, than I anticipated. And then it's discernment. It is saying, I can't let every energy in. I can't let every person in. I have to be discerning with my life, with my soul, with myself, as I let the light guide me, as I embrace my crown. And then the energy gains momentum. The energy of your truth, the energy of where you want to be, of fear and of realization, of power and of purpose. This energy gains momentum as you are pulled forward, as you see yourself, kind of heading in a direction that you didn't realize you would be heading, but also seeing things more openly and honestly than you had seen them before. And it brings you to the full moon in Sagittarius. It brings you to looking at the bigger picture, which is what the high priestess is all about. You look at the bigger picture, you look at the bigger scenario, the bigger desire of what you want and where you want to be and how you want to move forward. And you start looking at the bigger truth, not the truth that everybody tells you to focus on, but the bigger truth of what you truly want from your life, your soul, and yourself. And you take aim. You look at the big picture and you say, this is where I want to be. This is what I desire for my life. And I'm not going to be held back anymore. I'm not going to doubt myself or, say tomorrow, and, push it off until it never comes. And then confidence is key to success, not letting other people bully you, and also paying homage to everything that you've been through. Your confidence in yourself is your key to success. Adjustments are required because it's taking that pauper mentality. It's taking that I have to be on the outside of wealth way of looking at things and saying, no more. No, I'm done. I'm moving forward to where I need to be. I'm moving forward to the truth that I want within my life. And the adjustments are required to embrace wealth and prosperity and success and bounty. Communication is key. As you leave behind the past and you embrace your future, your communication with yourself is key. Where is it that I want to be? How is it that I want to be? Who is it that I want to be? It leads you to your subconscious chakra message, which is Mother Earth, which is that Earth Mother caring, nurturing energy that you are having faith in, that you are embracing. This is the Earth Star chakra located 6 inches below your feet. It then leads you to the will to keep on carrying on, even when it's easier to say, oh no, I can't. The will of determination, the will of fire and power and passion and truth, which then brings you to meditate and contemplate the new moon in Pisces. It brings you with that strong Pisces connection that is saying, meditate, contemplate. Don't let yourself be taken off track, like just pulled out by the undertow. Look at where it is your soul wants to be, where it is that you need to be, and embrace that passion, that power, that brilliance, that truth. It leads you then to your subconscious tarot message, which is the Ace of Pentacles. You already have yourself as the King of Pentacles. You're taking this gift, prosperity, wealth, bounty, brilliance. God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing you this gift and saying, take it. Take it because doors are opening. Take it because you're going to be surprised where you end up. Take it. And don't think you know, Taurus, because you really are going to be surprised with the twists and turns that you encounter along the way. All right, Taurus, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as you take aim towards your goals, not letting other people's chaos and nonsense get in your way. This is a you time. This is a time to embrace power and determination and to listen to your heart. All right, so take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus, and may you have a blessed moon.